Nobody's got a thing to say, huh? That game kind of did suck the air out of the room. We'll get into it, but
yeah, save it for the pod, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I guess I will save it for the pod proper.
It's just never cool when you guys make me talk about the Lakers. Just a general rule.
I mean,
it's not plan
we
A.
We didn't say you had to talk good about them.
Yeah, but I want to see how you spin a 40-25 night into anything but what it was.
Just give me half a chance.
Yeah.
Rank amateur.
We got a platform for you. All right.
We have a pod proper, in fact, I think.
Yep, pod proper.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That must be Jeremiah with them. String it on.
That train is off the track.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler.
Just prepare to... just prepare to be awash in undebeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You were listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is Catterday, December 10th, 2023. And this is episode 675. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Goffrida, the man behind the dials. This show, we're really just talking about one thing. The NBA Cup Final. Joining me this show are two of our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles. It's Johnny Franchise Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out this week to Jason. Sorry to be missing you. He's, I believe, celebrating the Hanukkah with his family.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out. Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
Happy Hanukkah.
And from Boise, Idaho, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? Shouting out a multi-pod week. We haven't done one of these in a while. Good to see you guys.
We had a bunch. We had a lot of discussions going on. And to support those discussions, you can head over to patreon.com/undebeatables. And you can support us for as little as $1 per month. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting us.
But when we put in like 4 pods in a week, I think we need like maybe $4 a month.
I mean, whatever you can spare these days.
Just saying.
You know, we met with our accountant, and they were saying that inflation should be affecting our show too, and I said no. I said no. It's been $1 a month at the minimum, and we're going to keep it there. And I said I don't care that the supply chain. You know, I got to deal with the supply chain on this podcast, and I'm just paying for that out of my pocket. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
It's for the people.
That's right. Every time you go to the well, it might be $1.20, but you're still only taking $1.
That's right.
You're a man of the people.
Every time. All right, guys. So we did our emergency pod. It came out yesterday, I guess, about in preparation for the Lakers game and discussing, the beautiful win in the semifinal. And the game last night was the NBA Cup final, and as we discussed, and Pacers. If you're hearing this, you may know this. Pacers lose this one 109-123. I tell you what, we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with our shots, and we were down for 3-10 for a huge portion of the game. And I thought that, anytime we turned a few possessions in a row into something good, we were within a couple points. And so they weren't really extending their lead until late, pretty late in the game. But, we played poorly. Their defense was great. We couldn't hit anything. We were missing open looks, stuff that we've been hitting all year, and they didn't fall. And I thought for almost the entire game that the Pacers had a good shot to win. Couldn't get there. The big performers this game. Anthony Davis, 41 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists. It's a stat line. I tell you what, never seen before in the in-season tournament. Never. Also, the history of the games, there's not been many stat lines like that. LeBron had a great game too. 24 points, 11 rebounds. He was amped up, to say the least. And on the Pacers side, I do want to have a longer discussion a little bit about some of the individual performances from this game. Halliburton, he ends up with 20 and 11, but was not the same player we'd seen for much of this season, and really, out of the rest of the team, there weren't many high scores. Benedict Mathurin was the only one that cracked 20, and I do want to talk more about him because I thought he had a wonderful game. But we just had no answer for Anthony Davis, who just he was hobbling and still doing everything that he wanted to do. So he had a phenomenal game. But Harper, what are your takeaways from this game? We see at the end that of course, Lakers win, they win the cup. LeBron gets the tournament MVP, which I thought was Halliburton's. If the Pacers win, it's Halliburton's, but they did not, and it was LeBron. So, but Harper, what was your takeaway from the game and the tournament as a whole, I guess?
Well, as far as this game goes, we just got bully bowled. They just took us out back to the old woodshed, and just beat us up real good. This is a team that's built to do that. They're built for playoff basketball. They're big, they're strong, they're poundy, they're LeBron, they're AD, and they owned us in the paint. I think that I don't know where the totals ended up. I think they had 55-32, I think is where that tally landed.
On the rebounding?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they almost doubled us up in the paint as well, in spite of the fact that this season we've been as good as anybody scoring buckets in the paint. Obviously the three-point shot wasn't going down for us. A lot of that is how well they were defending us from the inside out. Just a really good team that has playoff aspirations, that has championship aspirations, tuning up for playoff light, using this opportunity to get in shape for what they know is going to be a tough run come April. As far as the tournament goes, it was really fun. Really enjoyed the tournament. I'm glad that it's going to be back. I hope that they will add something as far as maybe a playoff tiebreaker for maybe the winner or the winner of your conference. That would be neat. But all in all, I think it worked a hell of a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's a huge success for the NBA. They said viewership is up 40% over this time last year. People are watching these games. They care about it. This is a pretty good scenario for the NBA, actually. You get LeBron and the Lakers to put their stamp on the legitimacy of this thing with their win. You get a Cinderella upstart young team in the Pacers to play against them, and to beat the two dominant teams in the East on their way to do it. It would have been nice if this was a closer game. I mean, it was close until the mid-late fourth. You're right, Joe. We were 2 3-pointers away from getting back into this game the entire game. And we're just so used to this team being able to turn it on offensively. And the credit goes to LA's defense. No one has played us like this all year. I mean, Halliburton was doubled every time he touched the ball. They were pressing all over the 3-point line. They were on it. There was constantly a body or two on us at all times. We couldn't get an easy layup. We couldn't get an easy clean look. They are the number 1 defense in the NBA, I believe. That's what I think I read. But they showed it. Even if they aren't, they have the ability to do it. I also thought LeBron James came in saying, I want to win this game. He was in killer mode, attack mode. He just put so much pressure on our defense to just going at the basket. Of course, AD has a otherworldly game. And when the two of them are like this and their defense is like this, that's how they won a championship a couple years ago. This team looked like a championship caliber team, and the Pacers looked like a team that had never seen that before. We might have beat Boston, we might have beat, Milwaukee, but the real lesson here is that we're not good enough to play for an NBA championship, and we got showed by LeBron and AD in the best.
They're ahead of where we are. I mean, they have.
Yeah, you sure?
They have a guy who's like, I don't know how many. I've lost track of how many MVPs LeBron has. Is it 5? I can't remember.
I think it's just 4.
Oh, just 4. Okay,
just 4.
Yeah, and a guy who is, when he's playing well, at least the second best player in the NBA, in Anthony Davis right now. I mean, yeah, this is a very good basketball team, and they know what it takes to win in big games. That said, the Indiana Pacers did something really important. They used this tournament to their advantage. We know that we are not yet a complete team. We are a young team, we're a growing team, we're a hungry team, but we're not a complete team. And we're going to have to draw in other pieces before it's all said and done to help Tyrese Halliburton get to the Holy Land. And in order for him to do that, he's going to have to be our best recruiter. And by making his name on this stage in the way that he did, that really helps him and his platform, and by proxy helps our team and our organization to get better come the offseason, and maybe via trade. So I think it's a huge win for the Pacers organization to have done what we did here.
Oh, I mean, a ton of national coverage has been great. I mean, I think you even mentioned it, Harper, the other pod, about how every top story on CBS and ESPN was about Halliburton and how brilliant he'd been in this tournament. He has a tough game largely because, they took the ball out of his hands. And LeBron, I think, made it his mission to get some turnovers on our kids. He picked Tyrese's pocket a couple times in the first quarter, I think, just to make a statement.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a 20-11 game with 3-pointers or 3 turnovers rather is not a terrible game for most mortal men.
Right, but it wasn't transcendent. It was a very good game, but not transcendent. No. I have a stats for you here, Joe. I don't know if this is a stat of the week, but of the 123 points that the Lakers scored, 86 of them came in the paint. That's the most for any team in any game this season. Another 27 came at the free throw line. So if you do the math, there's only 10 points that they scored outside of the paint. The Lakers attempted only 13 3-pointers, the fewest for any team in a game since March 2021. Not for the Lakers, but for any team. Mm-hmm. And they made only 2 triples, the fewest for any winning team since February 2020. They just went down our throats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we knew they were going to come and come with authority. We just weren't able to do enough to stop them. One thing that we did talk about that, maybe we could have controlled a little bit better was, not giving up big games to people not named Anthony Davis and LeBron, giving up 28 points to an Austin Reeves who is not healthy. We could have done without. Had we been able to stop him, we might have had a chance in this one. It's really the difference in the game.
You're not wrong. I mean, God, LeBron and AD were so unstoppable. And you had mentioned that we had to stop everybody outside of those two guys, and we did largely. I mean, nobody really else hurt us, but Reeves hurt us.
Yeah, he went to the line 12 times on us.
Yeah.
And almost was a scratch because he was sick.
There was a lot of TJ McConnell, Austin Reeves, white on white man violence going on in that game.
Yeah. Two very crafty players.
That's one of the guys I want to talk about a lot, specifically was TJ McConnell. We weren't hitting anything. There wasn't much energy, I thought, because our game had been taken away from us, and there was
run and
nothing
gun
else
in
being
three
done.
and get to the lane, get ahead.
Yeah, so the two players that I thought really kept that spark alive for us were TJ McConnell and Benedict Mathurin, because Mathurin kept going to the bucket. He was tenacious on defense and was just forcing things to happen when nothing was happening. And I want to commend both of those players for doing the things that they did to keep it close as late as it was, because without those two, I don't think that it was going to be as close as it was.
Joe, can I
McConnell
disagree with you a little bit on this?
No, not this time.
I mean, only if you want to be wrong. Go ahead.
Sure.
I thought both McConnell and Mathurin got bailed out and got to the line some, but I thought they made a lot of poor decisions attacking an interior defense. There were several times when I yelled at the screen that Mathurin isn't ready for this stage. He looked like a rookie or a second-year player to me. Now, granted, both their lines look very good, but I thought that you're right. They took away our offense, and these guys were trying to make something happen, and I appreciate that. But I thought they made a lot of poor decisions. I didn't look ready for the moment. Particularly,
I mean, I think that they didn't really have. They were trying to do it because nothing else was happening. So things are mistakes are going to be made. McConnell got several shots blocked. And that guy, his inclination is not to go. He doesn't want to attack the basket with 2-3 guys there. He wants to dish it off and have somebody else score. I think his strength is attacking, picking and choosing his spots to do it. And when he's forced to do it more than he wants to, he's going to be less effective because he's shorter than everybody else on the court. So, and Mathurin. I mean, Mathurin has always been just barreling in with seemingly no plan at times. But my point was that that's what we needed at the time, because look at the 3-point line, the 3-point statistics.
Couldn't hit
not
anything.
there. Couldn't hit anything.
We know that once a team gets the ball out of Halliburton's hands, we turn into a one-on-one team very quickly, right? That is something that Jason especially has talked a lot about. What is our play going to be on
What's
offense?
our plan?
Yeah,
Right.
and not having Halliburton with the ball in his hands, we look like a different team. And when it breaks down to one-on-one matchups, those were the guys attacking, trying to make something happen. You got to credit them for that. Were they ready to take on a championship caliber team one-on-one? Maybe not. That's fair. But, that is something that we need to watch game film on and get better on. Two other guys off the bench who played, another spectacular game from Neesmith. I mean, that guy's working so hard out there. I mean,
worked so hard guarding LeBron.
I mean, and it's got to be disheartening too, right? Because every guy that he's marking up with is just going crazy. And nonetheless, he is doing as good a job as really could be asked of him. It's just the level of competition that he has on his hands is so darn high. There's really nothing you can do. And then
every time he shoots a 3-pointer, I'm just worried because I know it's going to be short. He's really a reliable 3-point shooter, but when he's spending this much effort on defense, I'm just like, just don't shoot the 3, man.
Did a good job
hasn't
getting
been
to
hitting
the
it
line
this
to make up for it in this one, though, which was
for
nice.
Sure.
And then
for sure.
Isaiah Jackson got a lot of burn as Miles Turner had trouble staying on the court with foul trouble.
getting eaten alive.
Yeah.
Anthony
They had
Davis.
to sew a new leg on after it got ripped off by Anthony Davis a couple times. But really played good. I mean, that is a guy who is really coming along. I think Colson. I think that's your kid, right? Isn't that your Pacer
That's my guy.
project? Yeah.
That's my
You
Pacer
should be
project for
very
sure.
happy about where he is at this point in the season.
Well, I was nervous when he wasn't like even in the rotation at the beginning of the season. Jalen Smith goes down with an injury, and Jackson's just showing stuff.
He's looking really good right now, and he did not look out of place. Did he lose? Was he the loser on some possessions? Yes, he was. But was he working and mostly where he was supposed to be? Yes, he was also that. He's not going to win every one-on-one matchup with Anthony Davis. You'll be shocked to know. If he was, he would be retired in the Hall of Fame.
Well, and I thought he got a couple tough rebounds, which we did not get all game.
Yeah, it was like 10% of our rebounds on those
like
two.
They every time that we had a clean rebound, we somehow didn't get it. Like, it was just so infuriating how many rebounds they got, offensive rebounds as well. Or things where you thought you had it in the bag and somehow they'd ripped it away from us. And I thought, Isaiah Jackson at least muscled his way to a couple of them.
Hey, I wanted to bring up a couple other players too, and I think Obi Toppin was another one he was spending a lot of time trying to defend. He was in the mix a lot there. Just as you mentioned, Turner ended up fouling out, and he walked straight to the locker room. It seemed pretty upset.
His fourth foul was pretty bullshit. Like,
I mean,
the beginning
for
of the
sure.
third.
I mean, if you get enough fouls, eventually one's going to be a bad call.
Yeah. We'd mentioned, Buddy Hield was. I mean, nobody was hitting threes really. He was 2 of 9 for the day.
Not the bounce back
really
game
just-
we were hoping for from him.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a big breakout for him.
What was up with Bruce Brown?
Did he play?
Yeah.
I mean, so he started and was not on the floor for. I mean,
He lost his minutes to Neesmith and Mathurin, honestly.
Yeah, those guys were just straight up working
They were
harder.
playing harder.
Yeah, they really were.
And like
mean,
I said, I thought Mathurin played not a super smart game necessarily, but he was playing his tail off.
Yeah, and we needed those points from him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Obi had a really good offensive game. I mean, 5 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 7 from the range, gets 13 points. Problem is 2 boards, right? No assists. He did it.
Got to get more boards. Our starting unit. I mean, Turner gets 7. I mean, basically nobody rebounded this game.
We were just getting blown out, and Obi was part of that. Halliburton was part of that. Hield did a pretty good job ripping down 5 on his own behalf, and an otherwise pretty shaky game for him. I mean, guys are working hard, but we just ultimately did not do a good job of blocking them out. And when we were there, they were doing a better job of bodying up.
Yeah, they just tipped it out. They constantly tipped it out to Austin Reeves for a wide open shot somehow. That happens over and over and over again.
Yeah.
They just tipped out the ball and Austin Reeves was there.
I thought that there, from my perspective on a couch at my home, it seemed like there were more opportunities to run than we were running. We had all season. It's been go go go. We get a basket scored against us, and we're trucking down the court, going the other way. And I didn't see near as much as that. I don't believe. Did you guys? Do you agree? Did you see the same stuff, or did you think it was we didn't have a choice in the matter?
I thought maybe a couple things were happening. One is you can only ever see the side of the court with the ball on it, right? So as you're bringing it up, you can't see what opportunity was down there. And when we can't flash with those longer passes, it's hard to know from the broadcast exactly what that is. Those guys, I know that the Lakers were doing a good job of getting back on defense. I know that that's all they talked about going into this game. Right. So I think that's part of it. And then just a lot of body blows. Maybe literally as well as figuratively from that team. I think maybe did a little bit to take our legs out from under us in the second half. A team playing that well, especially defensively, really can do something to control the pace, and they very much were able to define what this game was about in that way.
I think that's really important, Harper. I think you're right there. I mean, I was excited going into halftime, being like, all right, we make great halftime adjustments. We're going to see where the holes are, and we're going to come back and pick apart this defense, because we pick apart every defense in the NBA. That's what we do. And I thought the Lakers came back even hungrier. And I thought their defense even cranked it up a notch in that second half and kept us out of what we wanted to do. I just credit their experience, their professionalism, the leadership from LeBron and AD. They just were better.
They got better every quarter. That was a team playing playoff basketball, winning playoff basketball. And
I thought that we were going to be able to wear them out and outrun them and all that stuff. We talked about it, but that was not the case.
It was not the case.
They got better.
And LeBron actually had to sit down in the first half because he had picked up his third foul, and boy, he looked gassed.
Yeah, he did.
But they still got Anthony Davis out there, and their big three with Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves. We didn't do anything about it. So that was
you were gonna you want to try to chip away when LeBron's sitting on the bench. I remember thinking the same thing, and then it was just the Anthony Davis show.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
I will say I was worried a little bit coming into this game just because of how well we've been playing this season. We've had some letdowns. They tend to be at home for some reason, but we definitely have had games where the concentration and the effort lapsed. That didn't happen here. These guys played really hard. They stuck with it, and they've lost to a better team who out-physicaled them. That is a lesson that needs to be taught, and better now than in game 3 of a playoff series that's tied 1-1 or something, right? But hats off to those guys. They worked really hard. It was effectively an away game. That was an LA crowd through and through.
Sure.
I mean,
I think
it was a strong effort. We lost to a better team on that day.
I think that's the silver lining of this. I mean, I think there is, as much I would love an in-season tournament win and a cup and a banner and the whole deal. Carlisle's been talking about how we do well in these tournament games, and then we show up and we lose to Portland at home or whatever, or Chicago at home, because we just think we can show up and win a game. And that maybe we're a little too confident, and we're not focusing on the little things and the being focused enough on beating your day-to-day, run-of-the-mill team. And if we had won this cup, would we feel too confident? I mean, this is a chance for us for the coaching staff in particular to really teach these guys that, look, there's a level that you are not capable of getting to yet, and you've got to keep building towards that. And maybe this loss is better for us in the long run than a win for the trajectory of this team.
And, there is another silver lining, which if you wear an Indiana jersey is $200,000. So
Yep.
You are $200,000 richer if you play for the Pacers, and that's nice.
That is nice. Fun fact, I found out this week, if you're a two-way player, so the 16th and 17th man, those guys that play for the Mad Ants that get paid like $30,000 a year or whatever, get half of it. So they get $100,000.
That's a big payday for them.
Yeah. What was the
Shibwe?
Yeah, Shibwe. He's got $100,000.
I think he got.
That's not bad.
Shouldn't he get $200,000? He played in the game.
Yeah, he's a two-way though. He's technically a two-way. That sucks.
He scored.
And what's the other? What's the other two-way guy? Is
Wong.
it Wong as a two-way? Yeah, he got 100.
Yeah.
He was actually on. He played in the game too. So.
Oh, did he get out there? Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he got 1 minute there.
I felt like I don't know. I was thinking that's why Rick put him out there so that they could get the full stack, but maybe that's not the case.
I don't think so.
Oh, you know what we didn't mention at all? I don't think was Nemhard.
Yeah.
We knew he wasn't going to play, but that guy would have been super helpful.
Boy, we missed him on Reeves.
Super helpful.
Oof.
And LeBron too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just big. You're right. I mean, he's not an outstanding defender, but he's long and he's stout, and I think he gives people trouble on the perimeter because of that.
And he hit a 3 in LeBron's face last year, and won
to win the game in LA.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it probably would have cowed LeBron into submission. We probably would have won.
I mean,
Just seeing Nemhard out there would have given him, PTSD.
The PTSD,
Yeah.
just because
there's some other
curled on the sidelines.
there's some other multiverse that got to watch that, and we didn't get to see it. Bummer. Well, yeah. Just to reflect back on this, tournament's been super fun. I've really enjoyed the process. I think that everybody, I've not heard really any complaints kind of across the board. It seems like, there's just interest in, games in November and December where there wasn't before from the fans and from the players. Where these can be, resting guys, and I don't want guys to play more than they're can safely play, but pick and choose. If it's a tournament game that they're going to be up for it, or you could be New Orleans. One of the two options. But
Well,
I'm just kidding. New Orleans. They got to Vegas. They did some good work.
They still got $100,000 or something.
Yeah, they're fine.
But no, the level of basketball has been incredible. I mean, you don't see this in the NBA before March.
Yeah, these guys are playing.
Like
I said, the Lakers played championship level ball to get this win. Yeah,
and we've got a lot more. I mean, obviously, we've got a lot more season left, and so my hope is, that the team, you heard some of the, I heard some of the post game interviews. Like Halliburton, never been to the playoffs, and he said, "Hey, they learned some things here. That there was adjustments made. And he saw stuff that he hadn't seen before. Now he's just coming into his own as this prominent player, and he's drawing a lot of attention, and we see other teams adjusting to that, and now he's got to do something else.
His guys have to step up and help him, because
for sure,
the ball's going to be forced out of his hand early in possessions when you play well coached teams. Because he's our best dude.
Yeah, and also that would be a reason to have Nimhard healthy and be able to put him in the backcourt with him occasionally when they're trapping and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, Halliburton is a basketball genius, and he's going to learn very quickly. He learns within games. You can watch it in real time if he does becoming a superstar in real time. But you can watch him. A defense work against him on one possession, and he's figured it out by the next one. Like he's so bright. I think this stuff is actually really useful for him to just get better. I don't think it's going to break him. I'm not worried about that, Joe.
No, I'm just saying. Like I'm hoping that the team, they were bummed out because they had lost, and after directly after the game. But I'm hoping that that the players and the coaching staff take this back and then say, hey, let's get to the playoffs and make a run at this, and they got a taste of what that was, instead of for players that have been in Sacramento for a long time, like they've never been able to be in this situation, where there's competitive basketball that means something.
It's just a drive-by for Sacramento. Connie Lee, fan of the show, said that she was disappointed by the result of this, but then she realized that we still have 75% of the regular season left. I mean, that's the fun thing, right? Like, we went through this high, but there's still all this time for this team to build and get better, and this is...
And then they can do it to us
really
again.
Exciting team.
Yes. Spread out over a couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
They can hurt us later.
With more people watching on TV. Perfect. Anyway, I think it was fun. I'm
huge
glad
success for the first season of the NCAA.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously would like to have that trophy. I said I wanted some hardware, but we didn't get there. But I think the team. I think the team, even in the final, they played very well, but shots weren't falling. Like I said, if we had our normal 3-point percentage, we would have probably taken this game. And if it was
Lakers
closer
had something to do with that, I think.
No, for sure. But we also missed open ones. You know? So,
that's true. That's true.
You know, it was both. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from the Lakers. They played very well. They defended, terribly well. But we also missed open shots.
I'd be happy to take that hardware away from them. Maybe we can pay T-Mac to bring that stuff to our house.
And then Joey can put it on his mantle next to the longest running Pacer podcast trophy that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perfect.
And I think I have the Undebeatables Cup too.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's in my trophy in the trophy wing.
Trophy wing of your house. Is Waywin allowed in the trophy wing, or
he sleeps in a closet? But there's a trophy wing.
Yes. No, he doesn't even know about the trophy wing.
Yeah, he's not allowed in there with his grubby little child hands.
No way.
All sticky.
No way. No. Not a chance.
Oh dear. What's
All right.
what's the coming week look like?
We have a busy week of basketball. We're gonna have to get it together. Over our
we're
over our
coming back
set
from
last
Vegas.
quick.
I'm not feeling good about coming to get it together.
We've got 4 road games this week, starting on what will be today. As you hear this, we are at Detroit, so W. On Wednesday, we will get a rematch in Milwaukee.
They're pissed at us.
They're pissed.
They're real pissed.
On Friday, we get at Washington, so another dub because it's on the road, so we should be fine. And
Sure.
Then a back-to-back the following night at Minnesota. Predictions?
Ooh. Minnesota's currently leading the Western Conference, if I believe.
If you believe, and if you don't, they're
believe.
They're there either way, and they are the best defense in the NBA. They are giving up 105 points a game right now.
Oh, okay.
So 3-1.
I'm gonna go 2-2. This is a tough week.
It's a tough
All
week. It's
on
a
the
lot of road
and
games.
a back-to-back.
After
I think that the team's got stuff to prove, and we're going to sweep them out.
I like it.
Whoa! Are you just saying we're pissed that we missed that we lost the cup? Like I was thinking we were gonna have kind of an emotional letdown. You're like,
well,
nope.
we are until Monday, and then we're playing Detroit. You
So
can
we're
win
licking
in
our
Detroit.
wounds as we record. They're licking their wounds,
Yeah.
but then starting Monday, we're just out for revenge.
Right? They're playing Detroit, and you can be at an emotional low and still win.
That's a get right game.
This is very helpful from the league to.
I just feel like I feel like on the 12th, the coaching staff is saying let's watch the tape from last night, and they said did we play last night? I don't remember. They said, oh yeah, we blew them out.
Detroit and Washington have 5 wins between them as of recording.
Is Detroit on it's like a 17-game losing streak or something like that?
19 as of
19.
recording.
Okay, sorry, I underestimated.
You underestimated their ability to attack. That's correct. Yeah.
Good Lord. We can't drop that one then. So we're at least going 1-3.
They have no interest in winning it. It'd be weird if they did.
Oh dear.
Oh, one last topic. The fever. Harper, you brought this up before. The WNBA draft, the lottery, picking happened.
It did indeed.
The fever did it.
We won the Caitlin Clark sweepstakes.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
The only question is whether or not Caitlin Clark will go pro.
Oh, come on, really? She gonna stay for a 5th season or 5th year or whatever? I know she's eligible.
She's eligible.
Because of COVID or whatever.
She has not declared as of today.
Oh man. If we get her, I'm telling you, I'm multi-time champions. Her and Boston just gonna 1-2 punch it all the way to the five championships.
Not 1.
Not 2. I'm calling 5 right now if we get Caitlin.
Okay. I'll take the under.
This is very exciting. I really hope
Yep.
she declares. If not, we'll get a really great basketball player.
Correct.
So that'll also that'll also.
I
happen.
mean, yeah. I mean, that's the worst case scenario is not that bad. The worst case scenario is we have the number 1 pick.
Right.
And if we want her again, she waits a year, listen, we know how to lose if we need to.
We've been doing it for a few
And
years.
and Caitlin, look, if you're listening, you can retain that draft eligibility. Go pro now. Go back later. Finish up later.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shaq went back and got his degree.
It's true. All right, team. Well, we'll be back with you in the near future, hopefully to discuss some sweet road wins. I know I'm going to be in the house for the next week, but I'll be in the house for the Clippers game next Monday. I'm excited about that.
Pretty sure Jason's going to be in the house for the Wizards game this coming week.
Oh yeah,
I got an invite. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but I think he's planning on going, so we can get some, bench sort of take. You can let us know how the guys are interacting, even when they're not on the floor. Stuff the TV won't show you.
yeah. All right, team. Well, we'll be back with you soon enough. Until then, you can hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter at Undebeatables, Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. We are at TheUndebeatables.com. There's also a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. You can email us. Shout out at TheUndebeatables.com, and at the website /store is where you get your merch.
For the architect, Donnie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Suklenin. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
What do you think Slick would think about the tournament?
I think he loves competition.
Yeah, he just
I
loves
think if
basketball.
people are playing hard, I think if people
Yeah.
are playing hard and playing at a high level, I think he'd be all in.
Yeah. Us playing Detroit and Washington in the same week, however, hard out on that.
Yeah.
No, I yes, this is just a made up thing. We've just given it.
It's all made up, my
Basketball's
friend.
made up,
That's
too.
the thing. Everything's made up, right? That's
Yeah.
that's my point, I guess. I think when people play at a high level, and if this matters because the players cared about it, LeBron cared about it, Tyrese Halliburton cared about it, the Pacers cared about it. Like this is I think this is going to be a thing for a while.
Well,
I think Slick would be all in.
yeah, well, the NBA's all in because they made a bunch of money. So they're going to take their bags of money and run it back.
Yeah, and then next year they're going to get it sponsored by someone and make even more money.
I mean, players
It's going to be
seem
the,
like their money.
the Doritos in-season tournament next year.
Did they have? I'm pretty sure they had sponsors this year, but maybe not of the entire
Microsoft was
tournament.
all.
Not of the entire
Yeah, I
tournament.
mean, Microsoft was all over the place. I saw a 3 to 4 betting ads per commercial break.
Man, what a bummer.
Yeah,
I wanted to win that thing. I wanted to win that
Oh
thing.
yeah,
it's a really good run.
It was a great
Yeah.
run. It was a great run.
should do double elimination next year.
Best of 3.
I mean, now you're starting to sound like the playoffs.
Or you could just do like a straight knockout. That'd be fun too.
From the very start, just
Yeah. I guess you can't. Well, with that number of teams, it wouldn't be like somebody's going to get by in the first round. But
well, that'd be us in the Lakers.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the Lakers. So what do you? How many games would you have to win in a row to win the cup? Like 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games in a row?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's doable.
Yep, could do it.
We did already, right?
We did already. Yeah, we won 6 in a row to get to the champ. Well, not in a row, but in the tournament, undefeated in the tournament.